Hey folks, welcome back. I'm working on my Honda 300 TRX in two-wheel drive. In the previous video, I removed the motor. This is just a quick repair job on a bad gasket. Removing the oil line on the side. As you can see, the sealant I used squeezed right out from the inside, and all my oil was leaking out here. The side here, I'm going to go ahead and pull it off. I already removed the nuts, or the bolts that hold it on, all around the sides. As you pick it up, be real careful that you push this here Kickstarter in, and don't let it come out with. Just wrapping up the side of my engine. What I've done is I've pulled the side of the case off, and I've cleaned up the old gasket on the inside and on the case. One thing you want to make sure, a couple of things you want to make sure you do. With your Kickstarter here, make sure it's engaged and it's spring loaded. If it's not, if it came out, make sure you get that spring in position. I don't want to pull it out, but you can see there's a spring. There's a spring right there. That spring needs to be hooked on. Next thing you want to do is make sure that this little piece is turned, just like so, hooked up right there. Down here, make sure, let me get that light right. If this piece comes out, you put it back in. You got to hook that little piece down there, push the spring over and down. It's a little tricky, but it does fit down there. And lastly, on the inside of that spring, there is a hook that spring will hook on. I don't know if you can see that right down here. That spring needs to hook right there, come around, it'll touch right here. So once everything's in place, then use your gasket. Last time I did this little project, I screwed it up. I'd keep taking it off and damage my gasket, and I eventually just used sealant, which didn't do the job. So I'm here shooting a video how to fix the mess. Now let's just go ahead and position the new gasket in place. Looks like this one here has an extra hole. Not an exact match, but it does fit everywhere else, so that'll just have to hang out. Got the cover here. Make sure this stays in place. Very carefully flip it over. And then slide on. Make sure your washer is also in place. Slides right down. If you have a rubber mallet, definitely want to use that, which I don't have. I'm just going to very carefully tap it into position. Okay. That's it for the side of it. I used a sealant on it. I thought I had a gasket for it, but I must have been mistaken it for the side of the engine where I actually had damaged it. This one here I did have to use gasket sealant, but that one failed, so I'm going to try something a little different. I'll let you know what one I end up going with. Take a look at the automotive store, see what they have to offer. Originally I had said that it was the head gasket that failed, but it wasn't. The head gasket's down here. This here is the valve cover. So again, I'm just going to put some better sealant on here, and hopefully it doesn't leak out, and the engine will be taken care of. I hope that you enjoy, and I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm not going to go through and tear down the whole engine. I did that once, I don't want to do it again. Thank you.